Fact, me hungry. Pipe 1.1 million oranges into my mouth right now. Nom, nom, nom. Delicious cookie. Shut up.
48 minutes of dogs barking. 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 Growl. Growl. 48 minutes of dogs barking. 48 minutes of dogs barking.
We got a sink problem, so we've been doing the dishes in the backyard. I just assumed you wanted to
No.
doing that.
No. Well, your son just had this look on his face, like he wanted to walk up to someone and slap like the fucking textbooks out of their hand and just be like, Digimon's bullshit. And
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. You're not wrong.
get that shit out of my school.
Come on.
We'll play the knife game now.
God damn. Woo! Oh, one of these days.
I actually, I mean, this is the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
Well, one day you told me that your son got in trouble in school.
Yeah.
Because he took like another kid's Tamagotchi and then overfed it until it died as a bit. I would be like, yeah, sounds right.
Yeah.
It'd be another, at least, it's not asking if there's going to be another Holocaust.
I know, God.
Which is still the funniest fucking thing.
Holocaust 2. Yeah.
Because, I mean, he got his answer in about, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, it wasn't that far off. Yeah, sadly. Is there going to be a Holocaust 2? They call it NABCA now, son, but yes, it's...
Sit down.
What did you know and when did you know it? Yeah, my son's taking calls from Netanyahu, but he's on the Discord.
He's on a World of Tanks. He was on Thug Shaker Central, goading the declassifying information.
Yep. Netanyahu is doing the behave kitten to my son. Yeah, it's real. Shameful.
This is terrible.
Netanyahu, the Discord mod. I could make a meal out of that. Anyway, it's 48 minutes of dogs barking. My name's Jason. That's Brian. We're just guaranteeing our place at the Hague event. Well, actually,
I hopefully I'm the guy throwing the switch.
I was going to say, you'll be the one throwing the switch.
I read those stories about the guys who are like the executioners at the Hague, or during the Nuremberg trials, I should say. They got to execute the Nazis by like hanging, and they purposely like fucked up like everything, so it was like the most painful way to die.
Whoops.
And I'd be like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's called being a craftsman and taking pride in your work.
Yeah, it's something we've lost. You don't
We
see
used
that
to be a proper country.
We used to be a proper country. Now it's just like TikToks of
which drone pilot is the pilot of the summer?
Is it Yusef? Is it Shmuley?
Oh.
Is it Shmuley 2?
Shmuley 2 is the new Riz King after he
Shmuley 2
dapped up Kamala Harris. Jesus.
Yeah, it's 48 minutes of dogs barking.
I've infected myself willingly on Instagram Reels this week, and I think it's really affecting my brain. That's why I keep saying things like, is it the song of the summer?
Yeah, you can't be doing that to yourself,
No,
dog.
it's terrible.
You can't be doing that. You're war criming yourself.
Repeatedly, in the face, on purpose. For the What's Hot Classic this week, Brian, I have a fine selection of the worst from around the old internet. And we start with our good friends at Know Your Meme. We talked just last week, about a guy named Claude faking everybody out with the Don't Tap the Glass AI fakery. As it turns out, an update on that. On August 1st, Clobitch, also known as Claudejan Bitch or Claudejan, posted this video of himself on Twitter fucking a watermelon.
I feel like I've seen this before the Don't Tap the Glass thing. Unfortunately.
You probably did.
This looks like a guy I used to know when I was younger, unfortunately.
Gay porn star, 22 years old, OnlyFans.
He's getting it in.
Oh, wait, I switched his position, which is...
I always hate that angle. Like,
Yeah, the Harry Bob and Man ass
it's
angle.
Like,
yeah,
it's like throw the pipe in, but I don't want to see the gasket.
I really don't. Yeah, but yes, Clojan bitch.
It's worse when a guy has an ugly asshole. When it looks like ground beef that's been glued back together.
Yeah,
No, thank you.
Not appealing.
If you got a beautiful balloon knot,
sure.
But if you're fucking your butthole is you're laying pipe.
Yeah.
Looks like roadkill.
Yeah.
Or it looks like something on the side of the road where you're like, what is that? Mm-hmm. What was that? was that a cat or a possum?
High definition footage of Bigfoot. Yeah, you don't want that. It's not good. Not good. So yes, here's at most hip hop. Can we separate the art from the artist this time? Because yes, apparently the people made the connection almost right away. Let's see here. Twitter user Hoiki said sentences are being said that have never been said before, and so forth and so on. Just the fact that this is real and that exists on the earth with us.
Remember when people just had hobbies and not everything was a hustle?
It's true. I mean, fucking watermelons could have been a hobby. He could have just kept that, to himself.
Yeah. I don't know.
Keep the tapes in your grandma's basement.
I feel,
it's fine.
I feel if I was going to be fucking food stuff, it would probably be a round of rye, hollowed out a little bit for my deal, piece of liver, some hot water, do it old school style. That's how they used to do it back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, straight out of Portnoy's Complaint.
Yes.
Right there.
Hill Street Blues.
And by the way, if you've never read Portnoy's Complaint as a book, it's probably Philip Roth's best because it is about a 250-page your mom joke. You'll get it when you read it. It's just, and yes, there is that infamous scene in the book where a guy jacks off with a piece of liver and then the parents cook it for the meal of that evening. You know what else is really pissing me off this week? Not just the fact that the Don't Tap the Glass guy is getting paid to fuck watermelons while, you and I work for a living. No.
As a real lunch pail guy.
No, it is this tweet at Min's Mind.
Can I read this?
Oh, please.
AI filmmaking and storytelling is punk rock. It's hip-hop. It's counterculture. It's a new type of creativity. It's a new medium. It's hated by the mainstream film and art establishment. It resists ideology. It ignores gatekeeping. It's uncomfortable. It's scary. It's viral. It's accessible. It's refreshing. It's welcoming. It's here.
Okay. As far as mission statements go, it's not
Nightmare.
Well, yeah, yes. I got to put that on a soundboard. Hit it whenever I'm thinking
Get
of
the
it.
fucking get the drop.
Yeah. Just put it as a drop. So yes,
Go on a diet, you fat bitch.
word up to Saul on YouTube who animates Cumtown bits. Yes, Ben Collins. I always forget this. It's Tim Onion on Blue Sky. He quote tweeted that with AI filmmaking is peeing, it's pooping, it's throwing up. It's a new kind of liquid coming out. It's hated by the establishment. It's what goes in the toilet. It's wet. It's what's in the bathroom. And this became just a wonderful bit of copy pasta. Of course, everybody dunking in on this. Disney Prime Video Plus having the screenshot from American Psycho.
I'm glad that someone got that.
Oh, it's wonderful.
A great username.
Let's see here. Yeah, it basically is like, this sucks.
I fucking thinks I hate it.
Of the many quote tweets, at Hot Soft Daddy, the only thing that's actually inevitable about the world we live in, AI, job cuts, executive pay that only goes up, etc., is how often the people with money and power keep saying that the shit that they want to do to keep and accrue more money and power is inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah. AI, bad. Well, that was really uplifting of the spirits. What we got next?
Oh boy, the Hindustan Times.
The biggest stands of culture, the Hindustan Times.
The only legitimate news source left in America. That's right, the Hindustan Times. The headline, Sarah Stock versus Morgan Ariel versus H. Pearl Davis versus Emily Wilson. Why are these right-wing influencers feuding on Twitter? Yes, one of them posted their engagement ring. Sarah Stock, a field of flowers and her engagement ring, just saying simply, I won.
That's a pretty underwhelming engagement.
Oh, and then that's exactly where somebody went. One of her competitors immediately said, the ring size. And that was Emily Wilson, known as Emily Saves America, and posted just the ring size with a skull emoji. They've been back and forth before, but others jumped in. Morgan Ariel, fashion designer, who was fired from her role as a volunteer ambassador for Turning Point USA over anti-Semitic posts, quote tweeting, "You gave it up for free, ho. Might want to sit this one out at Emily Saves USA." Emily Saves then jumps in. "Morgan, your baby daddy abandoned you. You're raising a bastard child, but yet somehow, some way, you think you're better than me or anyone on this app? You gave it up for free, got left in the dust, and now post rage bait on Twitter to supplement the inadequacy of your monthly child support payments." Morgan continues, doubling and tripling down. "None of that is true, Emily. But unlike you, I don't lie, so here are some facts. You got fingered in the middle of a hotel lobby at a TPUSA event while everybody watched and there were families around. You brag about having sex with married MAGA dads and doing drugs. You have been completely ran through by both single and married men in the right wing. You call young virgins losers and encourage them to have premarital sex, and you're pro-abortion. You're a disgusting feminist whore with a Jezebel spirit who uses filters in all of her videos and lives in rebellion to God while grifting off the conservative movement and simultaneously trashes women who desire to live God-honoring lifestyles because their engagement rings didn't cost enough or their lifestyle isn't flashy enough. But yeah, I'm the one who needs money, you gold-digging hoe, so yes, I am better than you."
And don't bring your fucking Z to the church potluck. It fucking sucks.
Right.
And your shirt look like a dish rag.
Exactly. Other folks chimed in as well. Ian Smith, MAGA influencer and New Jersey gym owner. Remember this guy? He was the guy who I closed my gym because of COVID. But he said, unwed, childless Fox News girl boss who complains when women make sourdough now hates on ring size of a happily engaged young woman, he wrote. Congrats, bozo. You're a feminist. Wilson began cornering Smith, making unsubstantiated claims about Smith's marriage and referring to the fact that he allegedly killed a man, 19, while he was drunk driving at the age 20. Wilson went on to share more scathing posts, writing in one, "It's going to be hard to be a trad wife when your man can't even afford a ring. How do you guys expect to have a house, land, multiple kids? BFFR, I hope y'all enjoy working. Sorry I'm MIA. I'm in the Hamptons." Wilson even took to Instagram to write, "Conservative men need to stop being broke and gaslighting women like we don't deserve diamonds and rings." Responding to Wilson's words, Stock wrote, quote, "They just keep gold digging themselves into a deeper hole." Yeah, the worst people that you know are online fighting each other about the size of their engagement rings and how many people got fingered at a Turning Point USA.
God, man, imagine getting finger popped. Right there.
The worst place.
Getting finger popped. Looking at yourself and off the sheen of Charlie Kirk's forehead.
Oh, God. Standing next to the gold statue of, Barron Trump. Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, we need a third term. I need a third finger in me. Not great. It's women need to be supporting each other.
I know.
Out there.
I know.
It's hard times. And you can't spend your prime breeding years giving it up for free and posting.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of
Yeah, my cousin by their age was already married to an amateur drag racer and had 3 kids.
See,
so,
yeah,
you know what? They need to go to Springfield and learn how real people live.
They are fucking up. Get on my level. So
marry yourself a man who has the only Papa John's franchise in town.
Lure in the hot tub king of Southern Illinois. That's what you need.
The biggest metaphysics dealer in Carbondale, Illinois.
Get his ass. All I'm saying is that Ann Coulter didn't have, to drop 1 million larvae in the pool to get this kind of reaction.
I mean, Ann Coulter is now irrelevant. She can't even get into the fight. She can't even get in the ring.
No. Well, we're going to leave you with a funny one because those last two were really fucking depressing. So this is a thing on TikTok that I saw. A guy named Dylan Howim, Houim. It's the 7 gallons of milk in the pocket challenge. And it goes like this.
What's up, guys? I was nominated by Luke Steves to do the 7 gallons of milk in the pocket challenge. I nominate Lauren Steves, Landon Alme, and Sam Bollock. All right, here we go. First gallon going down.
And it is literally, he's taking a gallon of milk and pouring it into the pocket of his jeans. And immediately it's like coming out of the pant leg. And he's trying to stop himself from laughing. The guy holding the camera is just losing it. And
This is good.
One. Gallon two. And it's a full minute. They don't get all 7 gallons, by the way. There's like a part 2. So between the 2 videos, it's like 4 minutes. And Dylan himself keeps mostly a straight face. And so they get to the 3rd gallon. It's like, oh yeah, we only have half gallons. Okay, well now we're pouring half gallons. He thinks he loses count. It's just this.
If that guy doesn't have a welding cap in that truck, this is definitely. I've killed a lot of brain cells on welding.
Oh, you're getting fancy with it.
Oh, the canting from such a height.
He slaps the pocket and milk just comes out. Oh my god! It's just a guy pouring milk in his pocket and then shimmying around. He's trying to do that thing like with the beer bottle. Spin it real fast.
The Chinese farmer guy.
Yeah.
Fuck, I miss that dude.
Yeah, for sure. 4 minutes. That is all. Thank you.
There was a comment that was skip to 0.01 to see him pour milk in his pocket.
One of the comments, why is this so funny? And then my favorite, posted yesterday, 7 cows died for this.
You ever done a milk chug?
No.
We did a couple in high school. The first one went off without a hitch. And the second one, because we had to top it, we got even more kids. This would have been junior year of high school. I went to a park in a nicer part of Florissant, and we did it. It was probably like 50 kids, about a dozen of us participating. It was me, my friend Jim, a couple other people.
Full gallon?
Full gals.
Okay.
I remember distinctly going to the Schnucks, grabbing a gallon me and Jim and our girlfriends who were sisters. We were
Sick.
both. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, we were both. Yeah.
Very normal.
Very normal Asian girls.
Double normal.
Double
All right.
normal. Yeah. Jesus, this is really going off the rails already. Anyways, you get to this park. This is really nice part of Florissant. Very bougie houses. Very funny how cheap those houses are going for on Zillow, though.
Yeah, it is kind of weird, huh?
It's kind of weird because it's like, wow, that'd be like a $2 million house, like in Creve Coeur.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going for like $2.25.
Yeah.
What's up?
If that.
Yeah, and they're actually like the houses, like off on a tangent, are old enough that they were built with real wood, not like balsa. Like
Yeah.
what's going out in Wentzville.
Well, I mean, my mom's in one of those.
Yeah. No. Anyways, we got about 15 minutes into the milk jug before like 10 cop cars descended on a bunch of high school kids drinking.
Yeah, we got a bunch of teens drinking milk in the park here. That's no good.
I felt like I had started out pretty good. I was pissed. I was definitely
you were
fucking
gonna
pissed.
do it.
I was going for it. I had like milk all over my shirt. It was like also like November. So like it was a little uncomfortable.
I think it would have been worse had it had been summer.
I don't know. We could have probably done October and been better. But like there was like a couple kids from like I think it was a couple football players that were like, man, fuck this, we're still going. And I think almost got arrested. like everyone else is kind of dissipating, and there's like 3 dudes from varsity. They're like, no, we're fine. No, like I'm doing this dumb. Like to their credit, I'm gonna do this dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the best we got was like halfway for one person.
Damn.
But the original milk chug apparently had people finishing the whole gallon. Whew. Very sick. People you not seen them for a couple days. Like it was like a Friday night thing, and like I didn't see Ryan all weekend. That milk chug really fucked them up. And then you hear about like the worst diarrhea you ever heard of up to that point of your life. Up to that point, because it hadn't gotten to the point where you're drinking Jaeger all night and then you go to Uncle Bill's.
Woo-wee. Been there.
Oh yeah. Is it time for the crypto scam, sir?
Oh my god, it is.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
It is. It's time for Crypto Scam of the Week. While I like the really organized, insanely technical crypto scam people, the people I have more respect for are the complete dipshits. At least they tried something.
Yeah.
This here, courtesy of Decrypt, Vismaya V writing, Arizona man pleads guilty in $13 million crypto Ponzi scheme, faces up to 15 years. Subhead, the scammers created a fake federal crypto reserve to retarget victims, charging bogus fees to investigate their own scams.
This is not the first time I've heard of this.
No?
But this is the first time it seemed to work really well.
They were duped twice, the victims were. First through a bogus crypto investment, the fake AI trading bots, which we've kind of seen. But then they're being charged fees for fake investigations into the very schemes that lost their money, or that stole their money. Vincent Anthony Mazzata Jr. pled guilty Monday to 1 count of money laundering and 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice. Allegedly, he helped target victims through a web of crypto investment companies with names such as Mind Capital, while working alongside Australian co-defendant David Gilbert Saffron from 2017 to 2023. The pair falsely claimed to use automated trading bots powered by AI to generate high crypto trading returns that, of course, never materialized. An indictment revealed Mazzata operated under several aliases, including Vincent Midnight, Delta Prime, and Director Vincenzo. All right, man. Indictment also says they spent the money on luxury items, private jet charters, Hollywood Hills mansion rentals, personal security details, and high-end hotels. They also established the Federal Crypto Reserve, a fictitious entity designed to appear as a government-backed crypto recovery service. Victims who had already lost their money in the initial scheme were then charged additional fees for, quote, investigations into the very companies that stole their funds. Experts told Decrypt that the Federal Crypto Reserve tactic represents a particularly cruel form of secondary victimization. Karen Pujara, founder of scam defense platform ScamBuzzer, says, quote, crypto recovery scams are very common, with scammers targeting victims by claiming they can help recover stolen crypto. The hope of getting their money back and guilt from making a mistake makes victims vulnerable. Pujara added, noting that their emotional state can, quote, lead them to another error, knowingly or unknowingly, causing them to fall for secondary recovery scams. The experts advise victims approached by recovery services to not respond, just block, as engaging can expose victims to additional social engineering attacks. And yes, Mazzata, scheduled to be sentenced December 15th, faces 15 years in federal prison.
Hypothetically, if I engineered some kind of crazy crypto scam, that'd be several $1 million. I would just go to some country that doesn't have extradition.
Yeah.
And just, y'all wouldn't hear about me for a while.
Nope. I'd be in the wind, baby. I'm gone.
Yeah, I'd just be like, cool.
Yeah, I'm gone.
I finally have time to play all the Persona games.
You're going to 100% Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And I got nothing but time.
It's like the Safe Moon. There's so many people that have scammed in the last 5 or 6 years.
Right.
Whereas, dog, why were you hanging out?
Yeah. Quit while you're ahead. You're good. You got 15 mil. What more do you want?
Just, seriously, go to the Maldives.
Gone.
Somewhere.
Take off.
Israel.
Charter a plane.
Go to Israel. Throw and
that's not going in the main episode, right? Okay, just fair warning. If you don't, if you don't
be telling him, hey, I had this really spicy joke.
Yeah,
about...
I'll just beep it, and then I'll have somebody texting me and being like, "What did he say?" Like, don't,
dog, you can't.
Please, don't make me repeat it. Yeah.
It might make you an accomplice.
Put me on another watch list if I'm not already on one. Yeah, I just assume all the stuff we talk about.
I don't know. I had to do a background check for my current job, and everything came back
okay,
A-okay, and I was like, huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
I got to get more racist is what you took away from that.
Calling up Sam Hyde. Yo, big dog.
getting the gang back together. Yeah.
In the gang. Me and you need to go to Williamsburg. Knock some skulls around.
Oh, Jesus. Well, speaking of knocking skulls around, this is the main topic of this week. It is something that you kind of suggested offhand, and I went, oh, yeah, that's probably a good thing to do. And now I'm instantly regretting it, having done research for this episode.
You know what? Because when you messaged me, I just literally just the equivalent of pulling the toilet plunger in my head.
Yeah.
And it was really just and I was like, I don't know. I-Mockery? And I swore 10 minutes later that, did I tell him X Entertainment? Which is a very similar website.
Very similar, era. Yeah. And we can probably talk about that next week. But we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yes, but I-Mockery, some really interesting twists and turns on this historical nerd site. Even the web design has a weird bit of nostalgia for me. This was, for a minute, one of the sites when I would go over to my dad's on Sundays. This was right up there with Something Awful and Newgrounds and Rotten and Buddyhead.
Sure.
This was in the rotation.
Okay.
Because they usually had something that was funny, a ROM hack review. Or
right.
It's also really quaint to say that an article of theirs that I originally thought was kind of interesting was Hitler is the new bassist of Metallica, which seems really quaint now, but that felt transgressive and edgy, 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
But all websites kind of, even IGN had, weird humor stuff about, cans of whoop ass.
Yeah, true.
If you need to save money on your whoop ass, buy a dented can. They're often discounted, but make sure there's no leakage or bloating.
That's true. That's very fair.
You don't want to have tainted whoop ass.
No, gosh, no.
I get the feeling you walked down a similar path I did the last time I spent some time on I-Mockery, which was a couple years ago. I even think I made a Facebook post about it, being oh, I checked this website I used to read a lot when I was a kid, and ended up reading an 800 word piece about someone's dead partner.
Oh, yeah, we'll get there. That does.
And someone
show
immediately
up,
responded with, "Oh, I-Mockery?"
They immediately knew what you were talking about. Yeah,
it was a high school friend, someone who was also at that milk chug.
Oh gosh, wow! If you go to i-mockery.com today, you can find this, which is a kind of a definitive history of sorts, written by the site's creator, a gentleman who goes by the name of Roger Barr, aka Raj. He is on Twitter, I-Mockery. No dash there. But yes, Raj answers the following questions. What made you start I-Mockery? Answer. Way back in high school, my pals and I started a little print periodical that we called Visionary Darkness. We ranted about just about anything and had a great time doing it. When we went our separate ways for college, I started writing humorous articles for the newspaper. It was great getting emails from people who read them and got some chuckles out of my rants. The threats of physical violence from those who didn't approve were an added bonus. While seeing my work in print was definitely cool, the audience just wasn't as broad as I wanted. Fortunately, a buddy of mine gave me some free hosting space on the university server and I started teaching myself HTML. I was amazed at how many more people I was able to reach with an extremely basic website. From that point on, working on the web became quite the addiction. I started teaching myself more and more about coding sites. I also got into Photoshop and Flash big time. Since I couldn't stay on the university server forever, I signed up for a free new web service called GeoCities and registered about 10 different accounts on there for all of my various websites. Yep, one account just wasn't enough. As my audience grew and grew, I realized I had to get the hell off of GeoCities and get a domain of my own, so I registered good old I-Mockery.com and moved all my old sites over to the domain, and the rest is history. Question, where does the name I-Mockery come from? Answer, when I registered the domain, all the companies out there were using names like I this and E that at the time, so I figured I'd poke fun at them with the domain name as Internet Mockery, thus I-Mockery.com.
Yeah, this is one of those websites where I would describe the main personalities or main writers as being like guys that think they're in their own Kevin Smith movie. Sometimes too much humor and sometimes too much cringe.
Yes. We have several on the site here. John Bauer, a.k.a. Dr. Boogie. Proto Clown. Yes, Proto Clown. Max Burbank, a guy who simply calls himself Pox, who did the comic Pickle Man.
Yes.
The late Marie, who we'll get to, and Brian, who is the photographer / videographer. It says we also have occasional guest appearances over the years from people such as P. Jalen, McLean, Moo, Fat Satan, and others. Cool.
This was kind of an also ran with websites like Sean Baby, X Entertainment, Something Awful. You'd probably say Portal of Darkness a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. I definitely think Sean Baby is just as far as the web design goes and some of the jokes.
Yes.
Here's one.
Definitely, have you seen Evil Dead, Army of Darkness? Kind of vibes.
They had like Giga Say What?
Oh, jeez.
With the Doc Brown from Back to the Future there. Here's an editorial by Proto Clown. The headline, TV shows I really wish Dexter Morgan would visit. Again, 2006-ish, is when he was the biggest show on TV. Home Improvement is the one of them. Friends, The Simpsons, Family Matters, Full House. Cavemen. Oh, boy. The target, all those goddamn stupid cavemen.
That's right.
The crime. The fact they're part of a television series that sprung forth from a line of Geico insurance commercials should be enough to damn them to the bowels of hell. But the fact that they are really intensely, immensely unfunny certainly helps. I'll never understand why so many people like these stupid cavemen. I have seen one or two of the commercials and they are just plain dumb. There is nothing charming about them at all. Die, cavemen, die. The method. Naturally, to dispatch these terrible annoyances, Dexter would dress up as an astronaut and bludgeon the cavemen to death one by one with a monkey wrench. All right.
Have you ever watched an episode of Cavemen?
I have not.
I watched one
Yeah.
time. It was like eating bad fast food.
Yeah.
Where you're like, fuck, I paid for this. It's kind of gross. It might make me sick, but like I'm going to roll the dice.
Sure.
It was bad. The jokes weren't funny. It very much felt like cable access.
It was the same thing with Shit My Dad Says. The Shit My Dad Says TV show.
Did we do that?
We talked about the gimmick Twitter accounts. I think we did that with another gimmick Twitter account. But no, I don't think we talked about specifically Shit My Dad Says. We may have to go into that.
Shatner's still alive.
Shatner is still alive, yeah.
He's still shatting.
We tried to ship his ass out to space, but he came back.
He came back crying like a little bitch.
Couldn't get rid of his ass. The usual shit about internet nerds applied, right? Everybody's talking about comics. There was a whole column called Tales from the Long Box. Proto Clown also wrote that one with the headline, The Craptastic Four. They're talking, of course, about the Jessica Alba version of Fantastic Four with the very young Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. It's like, Herbie the Love Bug. Okay, you know your history. Okay, you got the cover of Fantastic Four with Malice on the cover. Great. And then it's like, oh, here's the Secret Wars Doomcopter toy. There is a sense in this kind of, it's not even really an essay. It's two people talking back and forth because he's pretending to be in a dialogue with Doctor Doom. Yeah.
It's a little rough.
Doom saw this trailer when he went to see The Pacifier.
Did you at least look at the ROM hacks? I always found those to be really...
Oh, yeah. No, I was... There's so much more to the site. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I'm getting there. No, the writing, subpar. Some of the jokes, not great. Right. There was a comic called Pickle Man that they came up with, which is also bad. Here's Pickle Man issue 1, and it's a guy in a pickle with a pickle costume in it.
Roger loves pickles, and there was some pickle company that was giving out those hats, and it became like a joke.
Yes, but then they started actually drawing like very awful.
This is saved in PNG.
Yeah, definitely Corel Draw 3. Every
this
joke.
Reminds me of like the quote unquote comics we made in one of my art classes in high school. Mm-hmm. Going back to high school.
Well, I mean, it tracks, and yeah, everybody was trying to be the Tick. I mean, down to the guys with the pompous top hats and monocles, and the hero like screams in all caps, and the hero's an idiot fighting a fetus in the second issue. Fights a fetus. Genuinely not great.
But we loved it.
But we loved it.
2005.
We loved it. We paid $5
plus $2 shipping and handling
for the Pickle Man comics. But as Brian mentioned, not just Visionary Darkness, which they did put out on the website, not just the editorials or the bits where they ripped off Amber Forever and did baiting people with chat logs. They called them the pervert logs. No. Not just Metal Mockery, a sub-website where they made fun of metalheads. No.
I chuckled a few times.
Oh, those some pretty good. Not just GeneralZod.net, which was one of theirs, which is just a bunch of articles in the voice of General Zod.
The ska website.
Oh, God.
Was one of my favorites.
Oh, damn it.
I know. It's like trying to remember this shit.
But they hosted games on the site. They didn't just... they reviewed games, sure. They had a comic strip kind of stuff called Pixel Pals.
They had the Domokun game that everyone was losing their mind over for a minute.
Kill the Old Man from Zelda. Yeah.
Simple Times.
Punch-Out 2, Doc Strikes Back. A few of these other real fun ones. But yes, they would...
I'm sorry, Kung Fu 2, Kung Fu's Fat Black Man Commits Suicide. Click on that.
It's an article by Fat Satan. Surprise suicide shocks cast. IREM Corp. Nintendo. This morning, a memo containing a most shocking revelation was sent to various Nintendo officials in preparation of a large press conference scheduled that very afternoon. For several hours, various rumors popped... I said various like 5 times. Popped up among the employees, ranging from a hostile takeover to the making of a new Punch-Out game. Then it finally came out. Kung Fu's Fat Black Man had committed suicide the night before. IREM Corp expresses its deepest regrets of the loss of its valued character, Fat Black Man. In the act of mourning, Fat Black Man's employer, Mr. X, has decided to schedule one day of not performing evil deeds, i.e. kidnapping Sophia, girlfriend of Kung Fu hero Thomas. Talk about being overwritten. Over the course of the game, you would find it. Fat Black Man, boss of the 3rd floor, lashed out at you with menacing punches, and with his fierce kicks, he'd quickly have you dropping off the ledge. The only way to successfully pummel him into submission was by repeatedly socking his groin. At one point, Fat Black Man would have enough of the abuse and toss himself off the ledge before you could do any more damage to his reproductive organs, and you'd get past. I know you think you defeated him, but make no mistake, no one can defeat Fat Black Man. No one.
Oh, this is a little rough.
Fat Black Man suffered of long-term manic depression, brought on by his being fat and bald and old. Well, thankfully he didn't say it was because he was fat and black. That was good.
Oh.
To top that, Thomas is dealing repetitive...
This is not the racist part of the website.
Well, no. To top that, Thomas is dealing repetitive punishment to the Fat Black Man's genitalia had left him impotent and sterile. Two words that mean the same thing. In the knowledge that he would never reproduce, Fat Black Man's marriage ended in a painful divorce. This was when he started using synthetic drugs. Though Fat Black Man was eaten up inside by his shortcomings, he managed to hide his depression from his colleagues in Kung Fu. Even his best friend, Midget Wizard Guy, never suspected a thing up until the moment the Fat Black Man chose to end it all. Moments before Thomas would come along to dish out his 6,743,003,737th crotch pummeling, the Floor 3 boss put a gun to his bald head and pulled the trigger on his life. Would you believe this article's not over yet?
No, this is... Again, I feel like I've brought this up a few times when talking about older websites like this. Man, we were just like happy to read shit that was weird and nerdy.
Yes.
But now looking at it in
Yeah.
the rear view, you're like, this is a little overwritten is the nicest word you could use if we were to be critical.
Oh, yeah. What's funny is, at the bottom of this, donate to our zombie movie.
Oh.
That's right, folks. I-Mockery was doing an independent film. This little fundraiser was held many years ago, long before the advent of crowdfunding services, unfortunately. I was still able to make use of the small amount we were able to raise. While it wasn't near the goal for a full independent zombie film, it did enable me to purchase all the props, set designs, and costume elements that would eventually lead to the creation of something near and dear to my heart, Doc Mock's movie Mausoleum. That's right, folks. Doc Mock's movie Mausoleum was a video series with someone in a Doc Brown wig and welding goggles, a very small couch that squeezed 4 people in.
Oh, God. Only 2.4K views.
16 years ago this came out. Yes. That's right, folks.
There was a doctor who had a mausoleum. He kept a bunch of movies there so people didn't see them. But now many years have passed, the time has finally come to bring the movies back to life, to have some fun. So why don't you sit back and enjoy yourself for a while? 'Cause these are the kind of movies that never go out of style. The doctor is in and he's here to say, these crazy movies are gonna blow you away.
Doc Mock's movie Mausoleum. Now, that was just the intro. The show itself is, of course, a...
2 hours long.
Well, it's Mystery Science Theater style, so they watched the entire film. Sub Mystery Science Theater 3000 commentary.
Oh, I wish I had foreskin so I could hide in it.
That's right, folks.
It's bad.
It's very, very bad.
The guy's doing like a constipated Beavis voice.
Yes, for the entire 2 hours, by the way. Roger Barr shows up as Doc Mock. Very clearly Doc Brown, the white fright wig, the weird goggles, the lab coat. There's Maria Barr, of course, the wife, as Miss Diagnosis? Not exactly Dr. Forrester and TV's Frank, were they? The couch victims, Blake Bodette, Jim Callahan, Maggie Carlson, Samantha Morris, and a few other people showing up in this. Let's see here. Matt Walsh from Upright Citizens Brigade appearing as himself.
What?
Yes, in one episode. I was surprised as well. He appeared as himself. He was one of their guests that did the I-Mockery movie mocking Mausoleum, whatever the fuck it's called. Yes, they had Maddox on the show. They did a live show.
Gosh, I hope he didn't get sued.
Wouldn't surprise me. But so they did that. 30 episodes, they said. Had the streaming studio we filmed it in not completely changed, I don't doubt we'd still be shooting it to this day, he said.
I mean, like, they still did something.
Right.
Like,
No, they got out there and they did it, even though it was very obviously not their own thing, because, this was 2000. Mystery Science Theater had been on the air for 5 years at this point.
This is before the Netflix series and before, I think, Cinematic Titanic and
Riff Tracks.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. We're really taking off. So I get it. Doing something that's in partial tribute to something that like you love and enjoyed.
I get it. It's just, boy, I wish it'd been better. I just wish it had been better. I don't recommend you look back on any of these things, with any kind of rose-tinted glasses on, because you will very quickly disabuse yourself of the notion that any of this was ever good to begin with. Now, the site has been up for 20 years, actually 25 years now. This post was 2019, so yes. The 20th anniversary in 2019. My intention with I-Mockery was always simple: to create a place of my own where I could house all my stream of consciousness creative efforts and share them with like-minded people who wanted to enjoy some escapism for a while. In-depth features, comics, videos, blog entries, tributes, original video games, which I'm getting to, pictorials, reviews, stories, and becoming a B-movie and horror host, celebrating my favorite holidays and more. I-Mockery was a home for it all. Video games, you say? That's right. In 2010, I-Mockery released Human Centipede: The Game on Newgrounds. The Dutch horror film The Human Centipede first sequence if you've never seen the film, it's about a guy who's going to create a new species by sewing people mouth to ass into a chain. And so...
So I gotta ask, which person would you be in the human centipede?
Obviously the first person. I'm not eating any shit. I'm shitting in someone's mouth, sure, but I'm not eating any shit. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Obviously, that's the best one, but morally, if you had the choice.
Morally? As in you don't want to shit in someone's mouth? Obviously, you got to be the last one then.
I would be the middle one.
Interesting. So you would get the worst of both worlds.
Yeah. I would have the most suffering.
Okay.
But...
It's not great.
I was gonna say, like, you can't even play. I was like thinking, like, what are the actual perks of being the middle centipede? And it's like you can't even play
there aren't
DS.
Your hands aren't free. Well, I guess your hands are free, but you can't like look anywhere but someone's ass.
Yeah.
But yes,
It also suck if you're a side sleeper.
Oh my god, which I am. So yeah. Terrible. But yes, Human Centipede, the game, according to Kotaku, simply takes the game Centipede and replaces the normal enemies with strings of naked crawling humans. Thank God. You play Dr. Hader, again, the main character of Human Centipede, the film, defending yourself against your rebelling creations, the police, scalpels and syringes, and a world that doesn't understand your brilliance. Your only escape from the relentless assault is glasses of water filled with roofies, which only serve to slow your enemies down. Human Centipede, the game. What other games did they do? Because they did a few other ones.
A Bobo's Adventure. But
Yeah.
the ROM hacks, though. The ROM hacks.
Goon, the game. Very different context these days.
Yeah.
Santa Fu, which is a reskin of Kung Fu. Mario Brothers Oil Spill. They did a Doc Mock video game, of course. Tetris Charity Edition. I don't know what that means.
Keep scrolling.
There's a ROM hack review.
There we go. Hot ROM hack reviews. There we go. Which, guess how many of these are just racist?
Quite a bit, I imagine.
Gay Ghostbusters.
R Word City Ramble. All right.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Gaydn. Fuckers Quest.
Oh no, Tramps, the Family Jewels. Oh no.
Oh.
Little Remo the Child Abuser. Oh. The Lone Rapist. Jesus. Pussy City Pimps, which is a River City ransom.
Baby Dodgeball, Super Dodgeball.
Kung Fu, a porno Kung Fu ROM hack. Afro Man.
Black Man 2.
No.
Click on Black Man 2.
Oh, why? So these were reviews of ROM hacks. Yeah, these were not ones that they created.
These are just very racist
Oh,
ROM
no.
hacks. Oh, no! What's that? No!
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The select screen loudly asked me to please kill Whitey. All right. We started our journey into clan territory in a disturbing grassland where small crosses burn with anticipation, ready to be plucked from the ground. In the distance, previous clan victims hung from abnormally high trees. Rage. Luckily, a group of nearby clansmen allowed me to unleash the fury, and the hacker provided us with a rich array of weaponry. Here we've got crosses and bombs and an axe, and apparently the POW has been replaced with a cross. I don't know,
yes.
The clan bomb delivers your opponents to their maker with a big POW, or rather a big fat, P-H-A-T. The cherry has of course been replaced with D's nuts. That's right. Birdo has been replaced by Caucasaurus Tex. Oh my god. Grand Wizard Mario. Wow. Fat Satan signs off this one with Wombasa, slave named Fat Satan. Yeah, you can play Black Man too. Now, all of that is to say, very weird thing to have happen. However, it gets darker. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you here. And please, you have to understand, this is very long and very personal. But in 2018, Roger posted a very beautiful, very moving piece. And it's called Overwhelmingly Beautiful and Tragically Short for Marie, the Love of My Life. Over the course of the next 5 years, he would continue to update this piece, 3 additional updates. But it begins in 2017 when his wife took her own life. Marie, who we saw as Misdiagnosis in Dr. Mock's movie thing, a constant companion, love of his life over 20 years, took her life. The journey of healing that he writes about is devastating.
It's a lot. I did not expect this when I was checking the website, and yeah, it's for how humorous and weird and geeky this site has been, for him to then just write thousands of words about his deceased wife was a shock. It was weird, but it's obviously, if you have an interest in people's journeys like that, it's definitely a worthwhile read. It's quite a lot.
In it, I think you see him processing it all of it. This is years of grief and pain that he's been holding on to, and he's just releasing it all. He's talking about, she was cremated, and so he took her ashes all over the world, disposed of her remains in places that held meaning for her. He just photos and videos of the good times, and in some of his updates, he's talking about, of course, his therapy and poems that he wrote, and just the way he processed things. Posted this beautiful video for Marie, a speech about suicide and depression at the Tournament of Nerds 10th anniversary. It is a 18-minute long video. I'm not going to share it all here, but I will put the link in the show description as to this one as well. It's i-mockery.com/re, because Marie was her nickname. An outpouring of the good things, the bad things, all of this kind of blending together in years. Photos of places that she never got to see, that he, wanted to visit with her, and candid shots from when they were together, her art, the music that they made. Yeah. There's so much, talking about how the house, feels empty without her, and I'm trying to move on with my life, but come on, this devastated me, and I don't know if I could read it again, because the first time I read it was just...
It hits you like a fucking brick. It's quite a powerful bit of writing and a rumination on a lot of things about death and love, and it's difficult. Like, I know people that have been in relationships like this, and it's tough. There is so much stuff that's great, but there's always kind of like that
a darkness.
Yeah.
But Marie was an organ donor, and in I believe it was 2019 or 2021, he received a letter from one of the people that received one of the donations that she posthumously made. There's so much.
Yeah, it's quite...
It seems like every year he updates this page.
Yeah,
it's been 4 years. It's been 5 years. 2023 was the last update to this page. It's called Epilogue: Marooned Without You. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, just to be open like this is something I think we really took for granted with people who contribute to the internet that started in 20, 25 years ago. I'm not saying I want to read everyone's hard times, no matter how eloquently they're written about or how thoughtfully or meaningfully, but to have that access or to come across something it sometimes feels like by chance is really human and deep and touching and meaningful.
Yeah,
I feel like that's sometimes in short supply.
Oh, absolutely.
Not the view of this as spectacle, but as expression of the human experience.
Right, because this is very much what you would think of in some of the oldest terms of the internet. It's just like a piece of someone's life.
Yeah.
He spent years on the site, right? Years trying to make people laugh, trying to do this, trying to do that, and because he felt this connection, he felt it necessary to bring you into not only the funny and the weird parts, but also, hey, here's my darkness.
Yeah.
I know it's a downer, man.
It's a downer to end it on. Let's go back to the racist rom hacks.
I'm telling you. But yes, if you follow him on Twitter, it does not. He doesn't update very often. His last update was actually November of last year on the anniversary of her death. 7 years since she left this world, he says, and he hasn't really posted. And Roger, wherever you are, I hope you're doing all right. Sorry for making fun of Dr. Mock. It still sucked though. I'm sorry, man. Look, dude.
You know what? Like, it was okay to be cringe back then.
Yeah, because it didn't matter.
You were just like doing shit because it was fun for you and your friends, and if other people enjoyed it, that was the bonus,
right?
Which was kind of
the point.
The point of websites like I-Mockery, it felt like I'm sharing my interest because I feel like it's not been cataloged or expressed in the way that I would want to do it. So I'm going to do this thing, and if other people like it, that's great, but I'm really just doing it for me and my friend group or my internet group. I think there's something lost these days, and it's been a thought that's cycling around again and again. I think
we've said it before, but it
like,
still bears repeating.
It's like, why is everything gotta be a fucking income stream, or
right?
Everything's gotta be a fucking hustle grind set mentality. What happened to having a hobby?
Right, doing shit for fun.
Like, I get all fired up about photography sometimes, and it's like, well, I do all this and that, and I don't really see a monetary return, and it's tough because like camera equipment's expensive and I'm putting wear and tear on it. But it's like, I can he and haw about the state of the music industry and things like that, and the state of photojournalism and music photography. Like, I can pull up my rope ladder and hide my little fucking clubhouse, but that also means not having it in my life,
right?
In some way that's like meaningful or fun. And it's like, well, do I want to be right, or do I want to have something that breaks up the doldrum of life?
Exactly.
And you look at sites like I-Mockery, X Entertainment, Sean Baby,
Mannix,
Something Awful. A lot of those were kind of, you can see the genesis of those was just like, I'm just going to do something that's fun.
I enjoy this. Yeah. I'm going to write about wrestling.
Posting used to be a gateway to better things.
Yeah. But now, I think, as you said before, there are way too many people trying to slam the same turd into the same toilet.
Oh, I'm kind of stealing something from Dog Boner there.
Okay, yeah.
But it is an evergreen statement.
It is, yes. There are too many people trying to get the dunk in. There are too many people trying to emulate what came before as opposed to just being themselves. And being yourself, I think, is far more interesting.
As someone who, I guess you could say I had a big personality. I was a fucking character.
Still are.
Yeah, I've definitely got more rounded edges these days, but kind of trying to figure out how to get back to that in a way that's like not going to be self-destructive or weird. Alan Watts kind of like talks about how, when you first start doing something, like, you're imperfect, you're just kind of just doing whatever, and you're not really giving a shit, and then you get better at it, and then you start learning like the quote-unquote proper way to do it or whatever. And then once you get a certain level of proficiency at this task, then you seem to be like trying to figure out, how do you get back to how you were when you first were doing it. We get so proficient, and then we like, how do we get back to when it was wild?
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have any inhibitions.
It's hard. Well, Brian, I guess that means it's time to shock ourselves out of that reverie with the good old shock.jpg.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Shock.jpg.
Oh, baby. From our good friends over at Chaotic. This one, the title...
Are they really our good friends? Are they sending us Christmas cards?
They should be, those motherfuckers. But also, they're my good friends because they help me out each week with giving you content to go, oh my God, at. It's called Count the Sausages, Brian.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The full title is Count the Sausages in Her Ass, posted a good 3 days ago.
I'm sorry. Yes, there's this gross video, but there's also a related video that just says it was obviously some sort of motocross accident that says free dirt bike giveaway to a lucky fan. And I'm really sorry. I'm just that kind of person where I'm like,
ooh, free
dirt bike. I would be.
Well,
everyone's trying to scoop that kid's head back into his brain pan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, cool. This Yamaha.
Yeah, pretty good.
Anyways, how many sausages?
How many sausages? Well, so it is it's about a 30-second video. A woman in fishnets has what appear to be Jimmy Dean sausages linked together. Yeah, the links. And she has several of them in her ass, and she's pulling them out one by one. Okay, so there's 2 on the outside of her ass. Okay, there's 3. Okay, and 4 and 5. Wait. 6 there, a total of 6.
Very clean looking.
4 in, 2 out.
A little bit got on the lens there. You can see a little bit of smudging. Let's see what this dirt bike.
Yeah.
Did some kid get like a dirt bike for free?
Oh God. Okay, so Dong Circus.
Dong Circus.
Yeah, that guy.
Louisiana Dong Circuses.
Description of the video: happened at the pro motocross race last weekend in Washagal. One lucky fan even received a surprise dirt bike delivered right next to his seat on the track. Here we go. Oh no.
Oh.
Okay.
That was a little less exciting than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Not nearly as exciting as counting the sausages in someone's ass.
Or an in-depth woman's upskirt tutorial, which you are not going to click on.
All right, well, I guess that means it's breath mint time, Brian.
It's time for your mom's favorite part of the show. It's time for the breath mint.
Yeah. What you got, Chief?
Most notably was a book called The Turn Glass. I don't know if you're familiar with this term, turn glass.
I'm sorry, my brain is so poisoned that like while you were like about to tell me the title, I'm like, what kind of gross video is this?
Oh,
what is the turn glass? What kind of gross video is the turn?
All right. It's called the Teddy Bechet novel. It's a French thing. They do 2 novels. It's a big bound book, right? The front half is one book, and then when you flip it, the back half is another book.
Oh, it's like the book that guy that did Only Revolutions.
Only Revolutions, except this is actually good. So, look, I love House of Leaves. Everything else I have read by him, dog shit.
In my younger years, was kind of dating this girl on and off, and then I hadn't seen her for like a month or so, and like I went to go see a movie, and she showed up with like a fresh chess piece, and it was the fucking logo from Only Revolutions.
None of those people in that book are great people to want to be like. So, but Turn Glass is actually good. 2 different novels, back to back, head to foot, as they say. The first one, the one you should read first, is the one that takes place in the late 1800s, late 1800s, as this Dr. Simeon who visits like his uncle who is a preacher who's dying of this mysterious illness, and there's the mystery around that. On the flip side is a young actor, post-World War I, pre-World War II, right in that middle period. He's getting into the talkies. He's also embroiled in this mystery when a movie producer friend of his introduces him to this reclusive rich guy. The rich guy winds up dead. But the 2 books have settings and characters in common.
Okay.
So they all kind of have to deal with this one family's fucked up history. It's interesting. I think it's really fascinating. It was published 2 years ago, but I just got around to reading it this year. I had a good time with it. You had a really neat sense of these 2 different time periods and styles of fiction, because the way that Gareth Rubin, the writer, writes them is very period appropriate, right? So in the 1890s one, it's written more kind of like a Mary Shelley kind of thing where they're doing a travelogue. It's also kind of clinical. But then in the 20s version, it's a little bit more flashy, right? It's a little bit more Raymond Chandler. It's an interesting concept. And I like the way it came together. By the time you finish the second book, a lot of stuff from the first book makes a lot more sense. They play off each other. There's characters in common.
So it's like The Last of Us Part 2.
Sure. Just gonna leave that. Yeah, sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, The Turn Glass. I really enjoyed that. I'm excited to read some of his other stuff. And yes, he is the one that did Holmes and Moriarty, the new official Sherlock Holmes novel, back in September of last year. So I'm intrigued.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I respect that you have the attention span and the time to read.
I just carve out time whenever I can. Oh, kids are in the shower, half hour to read, right? Or, I'm on my hour-long lunch break at work, great, time to read. Or wife's asleep, fell asleep during watching a show, cool, time to read. It's just whenever I can, little bits and pieces here. Oh, I can't fall asleep, okay, gonna go read for a little bit. Lazy Sunday, yep, time to read.
It's impressive. I think I've read, like, this decade, maybe 5 books.
Yeah, but you read, like, The Conquest of Bread and shit, and I'm reading, like, Doo-Doo Murders Pee-Pee.
Yeah, sometimes. I think,
What was the last fiction you read, just out of curiosity?
Last fiction I read was that book my ex gave me to read. The one that I also let you borrow, the one about the...
Oh, no.
The murderous...
Yeah, the murderous mentally ill person who
mentally deficient.
Death Instinct.
That's right.
Death Instinct. Bentley Little.
That's right.
So that was the last fiction that you read? Because I'm reading Chuck Tingle's second non-Tingle verse book called Bury Your Gaze right now. And I'm not too far into it, so I can't really give you my full impressions of it. But so far, it's probably on par, meaning as good as, his debut non-Tingle verse fiction novel, which was called Camp Damascus, about a gay conversion camp. Bury Your Gaze is about a screenwriter who is being asked to kind of tone down the gayness in his film or his TV project, who starts to witness a bunch of murders. That's fascinating.
I'm into that.
But the other big thing that got me through this past week was the 7th and most recent season of Black Mirror. Black Mirror has always been one of those ones where everyone's very easily mocking it, like...
What if phones, but too much?
What if your mom was a computer? Yeah, no, I get it. But there are a few great bits.
That Christmas episode with John Hamm.
Yes.
Is an amazing bit of television.
Yeah. And there's a few repeats in here. Season 7 has some dynamite bits. The first one's got Chris O'Dowd and Rashida Jones, and it's called Common People, named after probably the best Pulp song, but also it's about a school teacher who has a medical emergency. Her husband, while she's in a coma, decides to have this experimental medical procedure to keep her alive, but it's a subscription service. All of the horrible shit that entails for an hour, and it is grim and beautiful and tragic, and it is just about as good television as you can get. Paul Giamatti, though, steals the fucking show in an episode called Eulogy. It's about a guy who's the ex-girlfriend dies, and he hasn't thought about her for 30 years, but he's trying to do this service for her funeral. And Paul Giamatti, as you know, is kind of the poster boy for sad sack white boys everywhere.
Absolutely.
And he fucking kills it. He spends almost an hour of this episode just mining the depths of his own pain as a character. The strongest episode of the season. So it's only 6 episodes, and it does end with a movie-length follow-up to the Jesse Plemons vehicle, USS Callister.
How's that? And how is that? How do you like that?
I thought at first, like, oh, they're going to follow up on an episode they did already? I don't know. It's an anthology series. But it's Jesse Plemons. I could watch him do whatever. And the concept is interesting. It follows naturally from the ending of the original episode, USS Callister, from 2 or 3 seasons ago.
It's pretty old. I mean, it was from that era where you see Jesse Plemons and you'd be like, that's him?
Right. He looks so different now that it actually makes it work because he's playing a younger version of himself. It's like, yeah, the dude's lost weight. And so he looks younger. And he didn't have to do anything but put a wig on,
Yeah. Talented man.
Absolutely. I'm glad to see him get his flowers and get yet another bite at the apple. But yes, definitely worth a watch if you've got the Netflix there. Black Mirror has always been one of those ones. Charlie Brooker has been my dude.
I feel like when Black Mirror is really good, it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And when it misses the mark, it really is
Really?
what if a TV but too much.
What do you got, big dog?
It's just been a interesting week for music for me. Monday, I had the pleasure of photographing Australian psychedelic trio Glass Beams. Sold out show over at Yield Delmar Hall. Probably the most that any tour has ever asked of me of a photographer without actually giving me money. These are the sort of shots that we want you to make.
Oh.
We want you to color grade to the band's aesthetic per its Instagram.
Oh.
We want you to focus on the principal songwriter, which is the bass player. We do not want too many photos of the other two members of the band, the guitarist and the drummer. Very specific about what they wanted. Asking for stuff that like I only get when like these are basically like what you call a shot list.
Yeah. That's what they want.
Kind of took a little bit of the shine off of it, but they made up for it by putting on one of the best shows I've seen in a minute.
That is a bold statement, by the way, coming from Ghost to that. So
the only problem is that it was at Delmar Hall and not the pageant.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you have a crowd where people are taking substances, because it was definitely that kind of show, which are people that already think they're the main character.
Of course.
Very hard to get around. It was just too uncomfortable to be in there, unfortunately. What I got to witness was pretty phenomenal. I hope that they come around in a year or so and they're over at the pageant, because I think that would be a absolute must-see show. This is just unfortunate that the way that the Delmar Hall is laid out. You get past like 75% capacity. Depending on the crowd, it can get kind of overwhelming. I still think about the hippie show that I worked at the Firebird. I wasn't around for this, but it had happened where like two fucking dudes with fucking crystal pouches around their necks like got into a fight. And do you remember that big pothole?
Oh, sure.
you don't even know where you already know that big pothole behind the Firebird.
Yeah.
On that road.
Oh yeah. I've hit that motherfucker so many times because you never see it. You never see it coming.
It's still there, bro. Like I was not around for a minute, and like Bert came up and was like kind of freaked out. I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "These two fucking hippies, fucking, these mean fucking selfish assholes, some motherfucker." He was like, I'm not gonna keep doing the Bert voice.
Yeah.
There was this guy there that was like this. Had to be like fucking 7 foot tall.
Jesus.
Just like brick shit house dude. And apparently I guess there was some sort of drug deal that didn't go right. And the lesser of the two hippies found himself getting curb stomped on the edge of that pothole, and the ambulance had to come. And there was some mean hippies at that. I'm not trying to like talk shit about the crowd, but there was like a couple people like Em was with me, and I was already off the dance floor after my 3 songs because it was just miserable. She stuck down there for a couple more songs. She was having a good time, but she's like, yeah, it was just all like tall, smelly dudes with their phones out. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds unfortunately like that. That's why I would like it at the pageant, so you can kind of get away from those people a little bit and still have a good time. But hell of a show.
Yeah.
Got some really pretty happy with the photos I got. Oh yeah, they wanted a 24-hour turnaround.
Not the end of the world, but yeah.
They didn't even give me their tour photo pass. I had a generic house pass.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for 16 years. There's only been one Australian band that I've ever photographed that wasn't a pain in the ass media-wise, and it was fucking Bug Girl.
Oh, I was going to say Eddie Current Suppression Ring, but okay.
No. British and Australian bands have like this thing where they think they're like mini Oasis.
They're touring overseas though, bro.
Yes.
So they got to be,
That's cool. Like, and it's great that you're playing a sold out show on Monday night in the Midwest in a B tier market, but like this is, I think, like their first time playing. Like, you know, like have a little grace.
Pro gear, pro attitude only gets you so far, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Do you want not to be invited back or not booked again by that promoter because you didn't draw or because you were too difficult?
Yeah, that's a tough choice.
Because there are bands that will not get. They're very hard. It's very hard for them to get booked in St. Louis, not because they don't make money, but because they're a pain in the ass. And it's really like, yeah, you can go do that shit in Chicago. You can go do that shit in LA. But like, this is like, have you seen our baseball team, dog?
Look at my baseball team, dog. I'm going to jail.
We trade our only player with any sort of fucking riz. The only player where it's like, oh, this guy's special, I guess, because they dim the lights, and then they're like, Hellsy, he's gonna finger fuck your mom, and then he fucking strikes out in 3, and you're like, cool, that was
good job, man.
Sick, bro.
Thanks.
Thanks, dog.
Yeah. I really helped.
We traded that guy for a mint 12-pack of Halo 3 gamer fuel.
Hey, it came with the mini fridge, man. Come on,
the mini fridge, guys. The point code's still good, dog.
Exactly. You get your 2 XP on COD, man. Come on. Who else did you see?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm feeling a little persnickety because
I get it. Look where you are. look where you're playing.
I feel like, I mean, it's just like a thing where like I just photographed fucking Ghost, and like that was, relatively speaking, a really easy shoot.
That was smooth, I bet. Yeah.
I'm like, do I really want to photograph this in one of my rooms? And then last night I photographed Aquabats.
Hell yeah!
I had a great, like, no stress. I had a great fucking time. This was my first time seeing Aquabats live. I know. Shame on me.
No, I still haven't seen him.
Oh, it was great.
So yeah, I'm still. It's one of those things. It just, for whatever reason, that was at the tail end of that wave of ska that it just missed me. I was Less Than Jake guy, right? I would go see, but Mustard Plug, like that was kind of my ska era.
Sure.
And once those bands kind of got pushed to the wayside for Real Big Fish, who I've seen 3 times, that was kind of where my ska interest waned a bit, and I didn't really get into that couple years later, right? Because Aquabats wasn't a big deal until a little bit later. They had the kids show, they had a few things.
Gabba.
Yeah, they had the Yo Gabba Gabba connection, a few of those things, and like I felt like I just missed them as far as like getting into that band goes.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just always kind of missed. For whatever reason, like I just was like, fuck, I couldn't do it, or I was
Ships in the Night. Yeah, you just miss them.
But this lined up pretty well. And it was also like a great lineup. Also on the bill was Coffin Cats.
Oh, yeah.
Who are just always, regardless of how I feel about psychobilly, are always a fucking pleasure to see live. And then the opener was pro skateboarder Mike Vallely.
Hell yeah.
His little old school punk outfit, Mike V and the Rats, which was super fucking fun. Like, just like old school. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to go fucking skateboard.
Hell yeah.
And there was a fucking deck on stage.
Yes.
It was just fun. It was a fun set.
They had a couple of songs in the Tony Hawk games, didn't they?
I'm sure they did. Aquabats was just, it was like kind of like seeing P-Lander Z, where you're just like, oh, what the fuck?
Good times.
Just, there was the Ska Witch. There was a a song about a 2-head cat. And the Ska Witch was wearing like a like checkered and striped get up. Everything was like a bit, but it was like a good bit. And it was very funny. There was songs about skateboarding, just goofy. They did the kid toss. It was this little girl. I think her name was like Avery or something. And they the bat commander chucked her onto a float shaped like a piece of pizza. And then she got crowd surfed all around the dance floor.
Yes.
Oh, it's so amazing. And like that kid was so fucking stoked, and like her parents were so fucking stoked.
I would have been too. That sounds awesome.
Such a cool moment. Like this, some like 7-year-old girl just getting fucking waylaid onto this And everyone was like very careful to make sure that the float was staying. It was like, I don't know, it was like a good, like my kid's first punk show.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was like a really fun show. Just like shooting two very different bands.
I was going to say, couldn't have been more different, yeah.
Yeah, and then tomorrow night is Men I Trust at the pageant. Sold out. Ooh. So pretty excited about that. So that's like 3 really great shows. And like next week is 2 shows with Wilco. 1 show at the Factory on the 12th, and then the 13th at this historic theater in Springfield, Illinois. I figure I haven't photographed Wilco in 10 years. Seeing him at the Factory would be really cool, and then to photograph him at a historic venue in a town like Springfield seems like a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to be make the next day at work a little less than ideal, but nothing risked, nothing gained.
True that.
Fuck it, then that Friday's less than Jake. It's not been a bad month for music. All right, let's close this out and we can go back to shit talking.
All right,
all right, guys, it's that time of the show where we talk about pee and the poo.
No, we already did that.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Well, we talk about the end of the pee and the poo. Pee and poo plus 3.1. Shinji, you have to pilot the closing segment, or else Ray's gonna have to do it again.
Perfect. All right. Well, Brian, that means that you're gonna kick us off.
If you want to find out whose dick I haven't seen the St. Louis music scene, you can head over and harass me on ye old Twitter at iShotGuydebord, ISHOTGUYDBORD. Same username over on the Blue Sky there, where I'm getting attacked by the Wokies for saying I don't think Earthbound 3 deserves a translation. You can also find me over on Instagram, where I'm showing both nuts hanging out the both my nuts hanging out the leg of my chino shorts that I shoplifted from a Shifties in 2003.
Okay. They still fit. Good for you.
They still fit.
Yeah,
you know what, man? Well, I wore baggier clothes back then. So now that I'm a fat fuck, they fit just fine.
To fill it out, yeah.
A music photographer on Instagram. You want to check out my photography portfolio, you can head on over to Asshole Music Photographer, assholemusicphotographer.com. And you can check out the last good and only media website left in screwy St. Louis over at theartsstl.com. Some good photos up there from last couple weeks. Some good articles, some good things all together. If you want to make your brain feel good, go over to the website and stew in the juices. Jason, where can they tell you to eat shit and die?
Oh boy, you can tell me to eat shit and die any place there's a video crime. That's right, Twitter, Blue Sky, Letterboxd, wherever it is that there's a video crime. Chances are that's me, VIDEOCRIME. You can also find me as part of a podcast that's not this one. It's called Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. There, I play a fictionalized version of horror icon Stephen King. You can find us there at midnight-pals.simplecast.com or anywhere podcasts are sold. Just search Midnight Pals. Well, if you want to get a hold of the show, you can do it in a number of ways. My personal favorite, of course, is the telephone 314-246-9766. That's 314-AHOY POO, if you like to spell with your telephone. Shoot us an email, Jason at 4 minutesofdogsbarking.com, Brian with a Y at 4 minutesofdogsbarking.com. Support the show, patreon.com/48minutesofdogs. We do our post-show hangout called Thanks, I Hate It. We also do a bunch of stuff, the Mind Zone. We do various other things. We're also
going to be talking about why we think Sydney Sweeney's teats are gross.
Nasty.
Nasty. Oh, no.
And the thing
Veiny.
Not great.
Not great.
And also, we do something called the Punishment Tier. If you get in at the Punishment Tier level now, you will get to choose for us what the thing is that we do that will punish us. Last year, we did the 90-minute commentary track on the Japanese puke fetish video Gara Monster Home Delivery, and it was a hoot, but also disgusting. Think about it. Put your thinking caps on. Join the Patreon at that level, and tell us, what it is you want us to do. Within reason, okay? Within reason. At this time, as we always say, namaste, good luck, give mommy a good gut, fucking 25th Amendment now. Who ate all the pussy? Eat the knife. Good night, everybody.
Good night.